Hi Stampers, this is Melissa the Stamp Doc, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a technique to create dimensional die cuts that are glittered. This is very similar to my last video, so if you haven't watched that, make sure you see that one too. We're going to start with the Big Shot, and I've got the Big Shot platform in place. I'm adding the thin die adapter and the precision base plate as well. You're going to flip that over so that the black surface is facing up. Then I'm going to place my paper, and I'm using my rainbow paper that I created with strips of Brights Assorted cardstock and the multi-purpose adhesive sheet. I'm placing my Happy Birthdays thinlits on the paper so that the rainbow effect will be up and down, and then putting my cutting pad on top. You're going to put this through the Big Shot about 3 to 4 times, and that will give you a perfect cut. So carefully remove it from your die. And then I also cut 3 additional Happy Birthdays from thick Whisper White cardstock. I'm going to adhere all of these together with a fine tip glue pen and then just give them plenty of time to dry. I let them dry on my silicone craft mat just so that it won't stick there, and I can peel it off when it's ready. So let's get our cardstock ready for the card. We're going to cut Whisper White thick cardstock to 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. And then you want to score that piece at 4.25 inches. This is very easy to do with our paper trimmer. Then I want my front layer of my card. I'm going to cut this to 3 3/4 by 5 inches. This is that thick Whisper White cardstock again, which I really like to use for all of my cards. And then you will want a layer of basic black cardstock cut to 4 inches by 5.25 inches. And now you have all of your pieces ready to create the base of the card. So let's go back to our die cut. I'm going to add Versamark ink over the top of the rainbow die cut. I let this dry for about 10 minutes before I started doing this process. So you want to cover it really, really well with the Versamark ink. Go ahead and put your cover back on your Versamark, and then you want to generously sprinkle crystal clear embossing powder over the die cut. Make sure you get it well covered, but even if you miss a few spots, it'll be okay because we're going to put several layers on. Go ahead and shake off any excess that you have, and then you want to heat this with your heat tool. I find that putting it on a Post-it note gives me something to hold on to so that I don't burn my fingers. So heat that up until it's melted. Once it's melted, all of it will look completely clear and it won't have that powdery look to it. So this will take you about a minute or two to do, and make sure the whole thing is done. So keep heating until everything's melted. Then you want to repeat the first step all over again. You're going to add the Versamark ink to it, sprinkle your powder on, shake off the excess, and then heat it again. I repeated this about 3 or 4 times. This was my last one. And then now I'm sprinkling on some Dazzling Diamonds just a little bit while it was still hot. Shake off the excess, and you now have a glittered die cut that you are ready to add to your card. So I put some mini dimensionals on the back. A few of those I had to cut in half so that they would not show. And I'm going to place that on my front card layer. Next, I'm going to stamp the Let's Celebrate You from the Broadway Birthday stamp set. I'm using black Memento ink, and because this is a photopolymer stamp set, I'll be able to see exactly where I want that placed. Next, we're going to add that panel to the basic black layer. So I'm using my snail adhesive to adhere that to the black panel. I'm going to put that in place. And I've already put some dimensionals on the back of this, and I'm adding that to my card front to create the finished card. And for accent, I am adding a few glitter enamel dots. I just love these. It just adds a nice little sparkle to the card and gives it a finished look. And there you have it. If you'd like to know where to get any of the supplies, I'll have the link in the comments or in the description below. Be sure to subscribe to my videos and visit my blog, The Stamp Doc, for more information. Thanks for watching.